So right after Shibuya, the higher-ups lock Yaga in jail, and really they put him on death row for his affiliation with Gojo. He's supposed to be executed, but they will let him live if he tells them how Panda was created. Panda is a self-replenishing cursed corpse. He can survive on his own. Naturally restores his own energy. He has his own ego, his own personality, and he's a powerful fighter. So if he could make one, he could definitely make a whole army of these. And this is the recipe that the higher-ups are trying to get their hand on. When they ask Yaga if he knows how Panda was made, are you really sure that you don't know how it was made? Yaga's just playing dumb like he has no idea. And he does, in fact, have the recipe. Now, they also locked Panda up to bait Yaga, but Kusakabe ends up freeing him because Yaga did him a favor in the past. Apparently, Kusakabe had a sister and her son died. Yaga was able to put some remnant of that boy's spiritual presence into this doll. When she got to feel some kind of closure or joy, jumped out of her chair so that she could hug the doll. So Kusakabe thanks him, and that's why he frees Panda. But at the same time, Yaga broke out of his cell to come save Panda. But he is immediately met by some sorcerer of the higher-ups. Then the other principal pulls up right behind him, catches him off guard, and immediately deals a lethal blow because he broke out of the prison. But as he's dying, he starts explaining the recipe to make the cursed corpses to the other principal. He's like, why are you doing this? If you had just told me this earlier, I wouldn't have had to execute you. Yaga says it's a curse from me to you. And as he dies, Panda pulls up. Panda just runs over and holds Yaga's body. And the other principal's confused, like, why aren't you attacking me? Don't you hate me? But everybody understands that this guy is really he's just following orders. He's under the thumb of the higher up, so there's nothing he can do. Panda says, I don't hold grudges, don't lump me in with you humans, but at least remember this, even Panda cries. Damn. The whole gang gathered at Jujutsu High to get ready to enter the culling games, but Maki had went back to the Zenen clan household to gather cursed tools for the mission, to save Megami's sister, to find Angel, yada yada yada. And she passed her mother on her way to the armory. But once she got there, her dad was waiting. He had already disposed of all the cursed tools, and he'd already beaten Mai half to death. And then we get the explanation that the clan is going to try and execute her to boost their standing with the higher-ups, because it's been made a crime to try and help him or save him. But unbeknownst to the dumbass Zenen clan, Kenjaku has already taken over the higher-ups, so they're trying to boost their standing with people that are already dead, and that aren't responsible for this new legislation. So they fight. They have a couple good sword exchanges, but Maki does get cooked pretty quickly. He catches her off guard because she breaks off a piece of his sword, but then he extends his sword with his fire ability and cuts her. I guess she didn't know he could do that. So he drags both Maki and Mai down into a chamber, throws them into a room of cursed spirits that are about to eat them. Now, their dad walks off. In that short amount of time, Maki and Mai have this spiritual moment where they talk to each other, and we learn the true bad omen behind twin sorcerers. We learn that at birth with twins, the power in the womb is split between them both. Neither of them could ever reach their full potential while the other is alive. Mai pretty much gives up her will and just dies first, which truly drops Maki's cursed energy down to complete zero. She awakens more powerful than she's ever been, closer to Toji's level, and her dad shits bricks. He does try to talk his shit and square up again. She just no-diffs him, she's on a completely different level now. He was mid-sentence talking about, come here you failure, and got his shit popped off. And the rest of the clan tries to jump her all at once. They all just get cooked as a family in gruesome fashion. She's pretty much killed everybody. It's just Naoya left, who's trying to be cute and have his own little one-on-one. Like everybody else, he just gets cooked. Should have jumped in earlier. You would have had a better chance. She doesn't kill him, but she also didn't just stop at the sorcerers. She goes back inside and actually slits her mom's throat. This didn't end up killing her immediately, so she ended up using the life that she had left to stab Naoya to death because of all the verbal abuse that he had been dishing out over the years. Maki just takes off. Later on, people do find the Zenen clan, but the report is just they have no clue what happened because Maki left no cursed energy. So nobody really knows who killed the clan except for her and anybody she tells. Is Hakari black? Every time I find a coloring of this man, he's black. I do mean every one of them, all of them. Did Gege tell y'all this? Whatever. Gang is all set to leave Jujutsu High and hop into the culling games. Stop Kenjaku, to save Megami's sister, to find Angel. They want to find some more backup, so Tengen tells them about Hakari, where we also learn that the higher-ups don't really mess with Hakari. He had beef with the higher-ups too. So he's kind of like AWOL from the school doing his own thing. We find out that he's running an underground fight ring. where sorcerers fight against each other for the entertainment of non-sorcerers. He makes hella bread off people gambling, and he also scripts some of the fights. Yuji and Megumi pull up to the fight ring, but since Hakari has beef with the school, they have to try and act like they're not from the school. They gotta finesse their way in and fight somebody just to meet Hakari. Yuji volunteers, and the fights take place in a broken down garage. All the people are up top watching, and the fights take place down here. It's funny because as soon as Yuji steps in to see who he's fighting, it's fucking Panda. So he's already been here trying to get a hold of Hakari. They put on a good show for the audience, and Hakari, who is in a back room watching on a camera, Itadori gets the dub. The performance made Hakari very excited because he's seen quickly how much money he could make off of using Itadori in his scripts. He's calling and setting it up for Itadori to come to his room. Oh, and this is Hoshi Karara. Looks like a girl, but it's a dude. After Yuji puts on a good show with Panda, he gets invited to Hakari's back office. And seeing that he can make a lot of money with Yuji in his gambling fight ring, he offers him a job where he can make $1 million a month just for working 1 hour a day. So again, Yuji's only here to recruit Hakari so he can help them stop the culling games and the merger and fight against Kenjaku. Hakari has no idea, and Yuji has to pretend that he's not from Jujutsu High because he doesn't fuck with the higher-ups. They're just having small talk. Yuji's trying to figure out how to bring it up. Hakari offers him a drink, and Hakari, since Hakari actually knows Gojo, he's like, did you know that Gojo can't drink either? Yuji says, oh, who's Gojo? Hakari's like, what the fuck? All sorcerers know who Gojo is. Why pretend you don't? As you can see, Yuji starts shitting bricks. Hakari gets suspicious and calls him a spy. It immediately attacks him. At the same time, Megumi and Panda are trying to get to the room as well, but Karara is using his ability to stop them from getting there. Megumi does end up getting to explain the whole situation, but Hakari still doesn't know shit about any of that, and he won't listen to Yuji because he realized that he's lying to him, hiding who he really is. So Yuji decides he's just gonna let Hakari hit him until he hears them out. And ooh-wee, was he getting rocked with some haymakers. Hakari rocks him out of the room, and Megumi and Karara are like, damn, Yuji's a fucking tank, so he just stands back up. This is where Yuji explains that he's a cog, just being a sorcerer trying to exorcise the curses and save the world. Hakari does not want to hear none of that shit. Rocks his ass again. Like, these are the cleanest punches ever. All in all, he ended up taking 3 clean hits directly to the face before Hakari was like, all right, damn, shit, I hear you out. And then he finally hears about Gojo being sealed and how this is really like the end of the world type shit. He finally joins, agrees to help the gang.